How it all got started, it's funny. I worked for the Board of Education, New York City Board of Education, 15 years. Shout out to my John Jay basketball team. I was the high school basketball coach there as well, and we won a championship in 2007, so that's why I say shout out. And one day, here it is, just like most people, we're taught to go to school. I did that, got my education, did that, and the next thing you know, you're supposed to work a job. I found my job there, and here it is. I come into work early, leave late, do more than what I'm supposed to be doing, and not getting paid for it. And one day, my phone rings, and it was my mom, and she got into a car accident, and my heart dropped, literally. So the first thing I did was I went to my boss, which is my principal, and I said, hey, I need to leave right now. My mom just got into a car accident. And, I thought, hey, with all the work that I put into the school and I bring the school notoriety and, doing all of these things that I don't get paid for, I would think, hey, no problem. You can leave, right? Well, to my surprise, it was a rainy day. They were short-staffed and they didn't have anybody to replace me. So pretty much my boss said, David, I can't let you go right now because we don't have anybody to replace you. So I tell the audience, if you were me, what would you do? And from that day on, I said, you know what? I left, just in case anybody else agreed with me. I left, and that day was the day when my life changed, and I said, you know what? The seed of entrepreneurship came to me. I said, from that day, I said I would never work for anybody again. The late, great Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you say, people even forget what you do, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And I remember how I felt that day, that my boss had so much control over my time, my finances, and the fact that I couldn't even go see my mother in the hospital. And after I took the stance of leaving, that's when she got up out of her chair and she said, okay, we'll replace you. We'll find somebody to replace you for that day. And that was the day when I said, you know what? I can't do this anymore. And I need to look for something else. And I got into network marketing, basically got into a company named 5 Links. Shout out to my 5 Links people, family, and pretty much that's when I started meeting other entrepreneurs and like-minded people who wanted more out of life, who just didn't want to get a job because, you want more out of life. And from that moment on, I met a guy named Tupac the Rent-A-Cord, another guy.
Before you go there, I want to ask you, if you were not doing this, or a teacher, what other career you would like to have tried?
It's a great one. I think I would have liked to try working as a sportscaster.
Sportscaster.
Yeah, I always love sports, and everybody knows me. I love sports, so I like being around the athletes and just, doing maybe what you're doing, but just with athletes.
I have a weakness for teachers. What did you teach?
I worked with special education, and they were very challenging students, and it taught me a lot about patience because, a lot of those kids that were labeled special education, I think a lot of them are unfortunately labeled that way because, people don't understand them and they didn't take the time out to really know who they are. And I think a lot of teachers, or the system, in my opinion, labels them so that because they can't deal with them and they learn different, they just automatically put them in a box and say, okay, you're special education because you learn differently. But some of the greatest minds in life, like Albert Einstein, they were labeled as quote unquote special education, but they were the greatest minds. Just because I think differently or I learn differently doesn't make me any different than anybody else,
As you're telling me this, David, I'm thinking about this stream, or this body of water with stepping stones. And I'm thinking of these specialist children, your experience with them that have taught you patience. I'm thinking of the day your mom got in a car accident, and your boss at the time didn't really want to let you go, and you made this decision to go. And all of these things conspire to give you that type of determination and passion.
Correct.
But the connecting thread with all those, to all those things is your obedience. Am I correct?
Obedience.
How important is obedience if one wants to be successful?
Well, they say
You're talking to young
faith
people now.
without works is dead. You know, you have to believe first of all, and you got to put in the work. You know, I learned from a mentor you can't have $1 million dream with a minimum wage work ethic. You know, and one thing I did see my mom do night in, day out, night in, night out, is her work ethic was unprecedented. My mother never took a day off from work in her 25 years on the job. So I seen that. She was a example. So work was always something that was natural for me, you know, and by watching my mom work hard every day, that's where I learned that. That's where I get that work ethic from.
Mm-hmm.
You can always outwork somebody. They could be smarter than you.
You can outwork
You
them.
can outwork them.
Talking about real estate,
Mm-hmm.
what is your favorite property to sell?
I love dealing with, everybody loves what I call the home run sales, right? Everybody likes to sell a property. That's what most people get in real estate for, to sell something. But what I really love about real estate, the most important thing is helping others. I call myself a change agent, you know, because there's a mother who may call me because they're in a situation where their kids are in a bad school district, or there's a lot of high crime in the area, or shootings in the area, or drugs, and they call me because they need a different place to live. And the joy that I get for finding that mother a place where their kids can go to a better school, live in a better environment, not have to worry about as much crime as they did where they were at, and live in a nice, decent place. The joy that I get. I mean, so many of my clients give me hugs, and or they invite me to their weddings. They invite me to their home housewarmings. You know the joy comes from that, and also I get paid for it.
And David, let me ask you this. You're in this environment, you know, to make money, to help people at the same time, and so on, or to help people make money at the same time, let's put it that way. But there are times when the pocket or the resources don't match the person's desire. What happens those times when you really want a piece of property or a house or an apartment for a client, and they really can't afford it?
Well, that is my job, to educate them on the market. I live, breathe, and sleep real estate, so you have to be a master at your craft. And pretty much because I educate my clients and I tell them the truth, you know, and I'm upfront with them about their situation, they respect that. You know, I don't tell them to do things that they can't get in over their head or anything like that. So I always educate my clients.
What makes you a better choice over the competition?
Well, I've learned a long time that people only like to do business with 3 types of people. People they know, they like, or trust.
No, like,
No,
and trust.
like, or trust. So they can talk to any realtor, right? But when they talk to me, just like I was telling you, they can feel your energy. Energy is transferable. They can sense and feel that I'm telling them the truth. They can see that I really care, and they can feel that. And I put their needs above mine. And because I go above and beyond, they want to do business with me. They can talk to you, but once they talk to me, they're not going to want to deal with you anymore.
What do you remember about your first sale?
Wow, my first sale. You know, actually, I'm going to take it a little bit before that. I remember my first day in the office. I saw a young female close 3 deals that day. My first day in the office, and she made over $6,000 in that one day. And I said, if she can do it, I can do it. And I knew that she wasn't, not no disrespect, she wasn't the best crayon in the bunch, you understand?
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I can definitely do it. And it was basically the proof that I needed to see that
But what
this
do you
works.
think she had?
She definitely had belief in herself.
Mm-hmm.
She had confidence, and she knew her product, and she also treated the clients the way that I'm talking about. She treated them with respect, and she really looked for their needs.
Those times, David, when you don't feel like getting up and doing what you have
there are
to
plenty
do,
of times like that.
when you just want to chill, who or what gets you out of that mindset?
Every day I have to renew my mind, right? And what I mean by renew my mind, because like you said, there are plenty
Hold
of
on
days.
a second. Repeat, no, especially for young people listening to this. Every day.
Every morning I have to renew
But then
my
you're a
mind.
successful guy by any means. You're successful. You know your stuff. You eat, breathe, and sleep this thing.
Yes.
You're good at what you do.
Yes.
That's a formula for being cocky. And for saying, well, I've arrived. Why not you?
But I don't even feel like I'm arrived yet. I feel like I'm just stretching. I'm just getting warmed up. I'm how you stretch. I don't even feel like I'm running yet. I can't even wait till I start running.
I caught you to inject that. But I want you to go back to where you were, where you said you begin every morning by renewing your mind.
So every morning I get up and I have to renew my mind, because the battlefield every day is in the mind. We all listen to voices, and the most important voice that you got to listen to every day is the voice that you tell yourself every day in the mirror. There are days when I don't feel like doing things, or calling a client, or dealing with traffic, or dealing with a lot of things. But one thing I've learned and that's why you have to have a trusted mentor. You got to have mentors that are successful, that motivate you and change your circle, because when I don't feel like doing it, I have a mentor that's on my back every day, making sure that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And you also got to be self-motivated. And where I get that from is your why. Why are you doing this? It's bigger than me. And I want to change lives. And I look at it like, now I'm being awake. It's funny, when I worked at my job, every day I was awakened by my alarm clock. Now, I don't need an alarm clock. I'm awake. I actually wake up earlier every day by my dreams. And we got to remember that we still got to live our dreams. And so many of us, our dreams die. I always tell people, most people die at the age of 25. They're like, well, what do you mean they die at 25? I'm not talking about physical death. I'm talking about the dream that they had inside, that they died because somebody or someone or a family member or a friend told you that you can't do something, or you can't be an entrepreneur, you can't get in real estate. You're getting in real estate? What? Don't you know that there's a recession? So many people told me I was crazy for getting involved in real estate, or owning a franchise, or and I said, you know what? Now those same people, guess what they're telling me? They want to join my team. Now they're telling me, you know what? You made a smart decision.
How do you deal with it? Before we go on a quick break, how do you deal with the naysayers and you can't deal with it? How do you deal with those?
Well, that's where you always got to evaluate where you're getting your advice from. Now, a lot of times the people who are telling you can't do something, I want you to honestly look at their lifestyle and say, because it's funny, somebody who has never bought a house is going to tell you that buying a house is crazy. Somebody who has never bought a car is going to tell you getting a car is crazy. Somebody who's never owned a business is going to tell you, because they're comfortable on their safe, secure job, that you're crazy. But it's the crazy people who changed the world. It's the people who had dreams who changed the world. I have never seen anybody become wealthy on the job. And pretty much it's the people who have dreams and believe in themselves are the ones who are the multi-millionaires and the billionaires of today.
I'm smiling because I just recall something you said earlier where it is important to make that step without knowing if there is a bunny ear there or not.
Yep.
What was your force like that in this particular industry? Do you remember?
The first
the first step where you weren't sure exactly where your foot was going to land.
Oh wow!
But
When
you
I was
made it
going,
anyway.
when I was going to actually buy my Rapid Realty Kensington franchise,
Wow.
you know, here I am, a brand new agent, now becoming one of the top agents in the company, and now I have this opportunity to open up a franchise, and you know, I never owned a business prior to this, and you know, it's a little scary, you know, especially the first person in my family to start a business, and I didn't know how or when or how. I didn't even have the money. And let me tell you, when you believe in yourself, people will believe in you. And my partner, shout out to my man Rico, Raymond Rico Ruiz, Anthony Lally, and Carlos. These guys believed in me and pretty much found a way to make it happen. If you really, 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 really want something, you'll find a way to make it happen. You know, you can make excuses, or you know, they have a saying, you know, you can make money or you can make excuses, but you can't do both.
Let's take a break there. We are back with the amazing David Germain. David,
Yes, sir.
you own your own franchise and you're training young people.
Yes.
One of the things I really admire and respect about you is that your vision is to build something big, but to bring other people along with you.
Yes.
What are some musts for a new agent?
First, the first thing I work on with any new agent or anybody getting involved in this, because I can teach you everything you need to learn, because the system is proven. The first thing you need to work on, because so many of us coming from environments, and I call it, you know, we've been brainwashed. So I work on everybody's mindset first. You know, we spend so much money on the outside of our bodies, but we don't invest in our minds. And I can tell you, I invested a lot of money, and one of the books that changed me is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And other books I can name right now. I mean, the list goes on. Who Moved My Cheese? You know, all these books changed my mindset. And you gotta invest. Jim Rohn, any book by Jim Rohn, you know, I'm telling you right now, those are the books that changed my life.
what I'll do, David, each guest gets a page on the CWS on Conversations with Solomon. And what I'll do on your page, I'll put a list of your recommendations. So when people go to see your video, they can see these. But before I continue, I want to read some of the remarks in the chat room. Fan Eats said, proud of you, David. Keep shining. Gloria, you're amazing, David. Anthony Vasquez, David told me something a while ago, and it has stuck with me and will stick with me for the rest of my life. What's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? The extra. Thanks, DG.
Yes, sir.
And Amina Jacobs just logged in support.
Wow.
David, what disturbs you about young real estate agents these days?
The lack of belief. You know, it's funny, it's one of my agents that said even the word real estate is the only thing that has the word real in it. You know, I have seen with my own eyes my mother, who's an immigrant, come to this country, started out on welfare, became a teacher, had me and 2 other kids, oldest of 3 kids, then on a teacher's salary back in the 80s, and anybody who knows what the teacher's salary was like back in the 80s and the 90s know it wasn't nothing. And pretty much was able to buy her first property when everybody told her she was crazy after living in an apartment building for 17 years. And that property, you know, was in Park Slope. When Park Slope at the time where we lived wasn't even considered the real Park Slope. And I seen what that one decision, because every one of us, you know, we're one idea and one decision away from changing our whole last name in our lives. You know, and I know real estate works. I seen what it did, you know, for our family and what it was doing for me. And I seen what it done for countless others like Anthony Lally and, you know, so many other investors and landlords that I work with, where just buying one property changed the last name for their family forever. So people can't tell me that it doesn't work. What it is, most people don't want to work. Everybody wants to go to the barbecue.
So hold on a second. You know, this is the amazing thing about you when you're around. I get these things. Most people don't want to work, but they blame it on not working.
Yeah. See, look, point blank, me and you, we can go to the same school. We have the same 24 hours in a day, same teacher, same textbooks, same computers, same everything. But yet you graduate at the top of your class and then I drop out. What's the difference? There's no real difference, right? There's no difference between the A student and the C student. The A student is not smarter. It's the fact that when the A student gets an assignment on Monday, right, and it's due on Friday, the A student, from the time they got the assignment, started working on it the first day. And then the second day, they started working on it the second day. And by Wednesday, they're done. Thursday, they're relaxing and doing whatever they want to do. And by Friday, they gave an assignment. The C student gets the same exact assignment on the same day, which was Monday, that the A student got. But when Monday came, instead of working on it, what they did was they started doing other things, maybe watching TV. You know, the average person watches 5 to 8 hours of television a day, and those same people are complaining about being broke.
This leads me to a question. How important is the right attitude? Hold on, David, I lost my mic, sorry. How important is the right attitude if one wants to achieve success?
Very important. You know, it's funny, they actually did an acronym where if you add up all the words like knowledge, persistence, it would equal 97 or 96. But if you add up attitude, meaning A represents 1 and B represents 2, C represents 3, attitude is the only word. If you add up those numbers, it equals 100%. You have to have the right attitude. It's not what happens to us in life, it's how we deal with what happens. We are in control of how we react to things. We can't control everything that's around us, but we are in control of how we feel, how we think, and how we react.